Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Abington Township Board of Commissioners meeting for February 12th, 2026. May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioners Rosenbaum, Rothman, DePlacido, Laney Martin. I'm having trouble hearing. Brown,
Here.
Weingrad,
Here.
Henry,
Here.
DePone. Here. Young Gertz,
Here.
Spiegelman,
Here.
Bowl,
Here.
Schreiber,
Here.
Bowman,
Here.
Vice President Vehy, President Hecker.
Thank you. Vice President Vehy and President Hecker are excused this evening. I think that there was, when I was on my way here, I know there was some traffic, so we might have a couple other people coming. I think
Hi, I'm here. This is Commissioner Laney Martin.
Okay, thank you.
I got that.
You got that,
And
Commissioner
you
Lane
got-
Martin is present.
And you got DePlacido?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Commissioner Rothman, is he present?
Not here yet.
Not yet.
And Rosenbaum's not here yet either.
Okay, thank you.
We'll make a note if they come.
All right. Can we have everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag Thank you. So there are no announcements this evening, and we're going to turn to open it up for public comment on agenda items only. Please state your name. You have 3 minutes. And again,
Adele
this is-
Cubello. It's already started, I'm going to wait. I can't breathe. The secretary continues to do the bidding of commissioners. That means invited citizens that agree with the scripted agenda are quoted in paragraphs without in the minutes. Examples: an invited supporter of deer hunting was graciously thanked by Mr. Hecker and Mr. Weingart for her appearance and pro-hunting statement in December. This deer hunt supporter was quoted in paragraphs without in the minutes. Invited supporters of extensive taxpayer-funded traffic calming studies are quoted without in the minutes. These studies will assist apartment developers to benefit from destructive density to build more apartment projects. Uninvited citizens that present issues of great public importance or dissent are given as little as 2 inaccurate, scrambled word sentences in the minutes. Manipulating the history of minutes has destroyed transparency. I have stated bollards installed along Old York Road bus stops would protect citizens immediately, absolutely immediately. Hospital employees and visitors crowd Old York Road bus stops. Jefferson Hospital should be partnering with the township to pay for bollards. Why are thoughtful statements that are not on the scripted agenda, such as that, turned into inaccurate word scrambles? Nothing I have said for 5 years has been accurately recorded in the minutes, and that's the absolute truth. In January, I asked, is the solicitor overseeing police reports, code enforcement, township policy, supervising commissioners, and Mr. Manfredi on the EDC? Mr. Hecker responded that he couldn't hear any of these questions. That response was then edited from the video. Refusing for 5 years to answer questions, continuously editing videos are severe breaches of transparency and public trust. Meetings that are orchestrated and predetermined, such as these, are not legitimate. Why do commissioners refuse to explain how to get issues of public importance on the agenda? Does the solicitor decide the agenda? I'd like answers.
You please finish your remarks. You have 30 seconds.
That is my remarks. Does the solicitor
Thank you for your
decide the
remarks.
end? excuse me, but I deserve to have questions answered. I was told that somebody would get back to me last month to discuss the minutes and what was going on with them. Nobody
The
did.
minutes, I think this has been explained to you, but the minutes
No,
are
it
not.
wasn't.
Can I finish? The minutes are not verbatim, word for word.
No,
every
no.
night.
But they are not supposed to give one opinion a highlighted version. And they're not equal, they're not neutral.
Thank you for your comments. Your time is up.
Your remark was silly. Absolutely silly at this point.
Is there anybody else in the room that has comments about agenda items? Please come forward, state your name. You have 3 minutes.
Hi, Joe Rooney in Ardsley. First, we got our tax bills. Can I talk about that now? No? The refuse fee is on the agenda.
Go ahead.
I'm asking.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not being
yeah, no,
smart
no, I
aleck. I'm
know.
asking.
Is that what your remarks are about?
About the tax bill itself. Discussing the tax
Okay,
bill.
go ahead, Mr. Rooney. Go
Okay.
for it.
Okay, thank you. So just for everybody, the tax bills came and refuse fees went up. So I'm just making a basic comment for everybody. There's all this discussion that's going on politically about, affordability. So I took back a look from 2020 through 2026, which is the last, say, 6 years, on 6, 7, however you look at it. And our township taxes have gone up 33.6%. The refuse fee obviously went up $125 from $475, so that's a third, or a little less than a third. The fire bill hasn't gone up at all. The county bill's gone up 58%. MCC's gone up 25%, and the school board is just, they're gonna raise it at least 10% this year, and they're putting in for an exception. I'm just asking you guys, and I know y'all live here, but this is a lot on everybody, on people who are retired, people who are on a fixed income. And I just wish that we'd have just a general discussion about the county's doing it to us, the township's doing it to us, the school district's doing it to us, and it's really hurting people. Specifically, it's hurting people. So I just wanted to bring that up, and I asked it. Then I got one other really quick, 2 things. Mr. Jones, you guys are doing a great job. They've been swamped with 2 inches of ice on top of 6 to 10 inches of snow, depending on where you were. They were out, they picked up the trash the very next day after they cleared all that roads. I'm on Maple Avenue. It went through twice during the snow, and by like 8 o'clock the next morning, all the streets in Ardsley, I can only talk where I live, they were cleared. So I can't thank you guys enough for doing that. And now they're taking trash out, and the snow's 3 feet high on the sides of the road. So it's important to say thank you when stuff is, what they're doing above and beyond. So I just wanted to point that out to everybody, and I'm sure you know it. And then the last thing is this Edge Hill, I think on Roslyn Avenue, the DAR monument, that's outstanding. It's the 250th anniversary of the founding of our country, the signing of the Declaration of Independence. I'm in support of that. If you need money, I'll help pay for it. But I just think that's wonderful to point out to our community what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anybody else have comments on agenda items? If not, we'll move to remote. Anybody on Zoom?
Laura Lehman.
Laura Lehman from Meadowbrook, and I actually am shocked that you have just, without any discussion or any prior alert to citizens, have just removed the committee meetings completely. And not only that, made any comment at all that people have absolutely insignificant by putting our comments 3 minutes at the beginning of an agenda that you can vote on that has never been explained. So people have 3 minutes to discuss something they don't even necessarily understand what the heck you're doing. And that's what committee meetings are for. And then you're able to do research, and then you're able to notify people who may need to be notified. And you have an opportunity to discuss it with your neighbors and with others who are interested in that issue. And you have simply wiped that away. Not that you didn't do it step by step, little by little, complete non-transparency. And here we are. Last month, I asked for the consideration of at least a pool, if not a community center. We certainly have enough funds to consider a proper community center. But here it is the next month, and all of a sudden, we have a completely fleshed out plan from Simone Collins on this agenda without a single word or comment from the people who are going to be using this, who are asking you to put this in. This is unbelievable. Apparently, they said they were fulfilling the requirements of DCNR pool feasibility scope of work. But it's the Abington scope of work that we're looking to fulfill, not something that's written in DCNR. This is our community, and you are supposed to be our representatives in how we'd like to see it built. So it is shameful that you have removed the committee meetings without any notice. We had a policy that you completely violated. Without any notice, you removed meetings. And then on top of that, we now have, apparently, somebody has been paid to do this work. When did that get approved? How much was it? Where was it on an agenda that first came to a committee to discuss so that we could have input? And then came to a meeting when we sort of knew what we were talking about and then could rightfully tell our commissioners how we felt.
Can you please wrap up your comments?
I'm
Your
asking,
3 minutes are up.
what in the world has happened to this town?
Thank you for your comments. Is there anybody else?
Connie?
Hi, my name's Connie Briggs. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm from Roslyn, been here since 1995. I just wanted to echo Laura Lehman's concerns. It just seems, what I need to ask you, what is the mechanism and what is the regulatory document that we can refer to help residents realize how they can get their voices really heard in a way that something is done about a lot of their concerns when they bring them up at these meetings? It just seems like people ask a lot of questions and there aren't a lot of answers, and then these things appear on the agenda, just like Laura had just mentioned. I'm asking, what is the document that we can refer to show us what we are allowed to do and what should happen and how we make a process where the residents' voices can be heard? That's my question, please.
The documents for the meetings are on our website in advance of the meetings, and you can certainly contact your commissioners. Do we have?
Okay, but what are the regulatory documents that say what is supposed to happen here? Point me to that regulatory policy or document that I can, go through and in detail to find out what is supposed to happen when you have a lot of residents with similar concerns and they aren't their questions aren't answered and things are not being addressed. That's my question. I used to work as a regulatory consultant for a medical device company. So that's my background, and I'm just trying to find out how do we get this process working better for the residents? Thank you.
Thank you
Please
for your
answer.
comments.
Can you answer the question though, please?
Commissioner Schreiber, if I may.
Sure.
I would say, any question that you need answered, and this is how I do things all the time, email both your township commissioner and our township manager, and you'll get answers.
Okay, I will try that.
And
I will
thank
get
you,
back to
thank you, Connie.
Thank you.
I'm off here. Anybody else on Zoom? That's it? That's it? Yeah, I can't see. Okay. All right, that concludes our comments section on agenda items, so we're going to move on to the consent agenda, and for this, I'm going to turn to my fellow commissioner, John Spiegelman.
Thank you, Commissioner Schreiber. It's an honor to be the stand-ins. I'll try to do this as well as Vice President Vahey, and then you can call me Fat Vahey. No, actually, don't call me that. That would hurt my feelings. All right, we are going to start tonight with the consent agenda. Motion to approve all the items on the consent agenda, items A through D, as listed, and I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comments from anybody? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Any opposed? And the motion
Back to you.
carries. We do not have any unfinished business tonight, so we're going to move on to new business, and I'm going to again call on Commissioner Spiegelman.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Schreiber. The first item of new business is item BOC-05-021226. This is a motion to adopt ordinance number 2242, amending the Code of the Township of Abington at Part 1, Administrative Legislation, Chapter 19, Meetings, Section 2, Date, Time, and Location. And I so move.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comments from commissioners?
Right here. Can we have our solicitor kind of go over that since there was a comment on it, just to kind of explain, please?
Certainly. Earlier this year, Mr. Chrisman and I were reviewing some of the township ordinances, and we realized that this one had not been updated for quite some time. So this simply updates the ordinance to reflect the township, the Board of Commissioners' new meeting schedule, and allow for flexibility moving into the future. It is, but do you want me to try again?
No.
Could you hear that? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other comments from anybody? Okay, if not, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Our next item is BOC-06-021226. This is a motion to adopt ordinance number 2241, amending the Code of the Township of Abington at Part 2, General Legislation, Chapter 92, Garbage, Rubbish, and Refuse, Sections 18, Payment of Fee Collection, and 23, Fee, and providing an effective date, therefore, and I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments?
Commissioner Schreiber, if I could just, this actually came up in a conversation with a resident this week, and it pertains directly to Mr. Rooney's question about this. So the reason for the refuse fee increase, which was explained, I think, in great detail and clarity by Mr. Jones during our budget meetings, and also posted to the township website, and I put it in my newsletter, et cetera, is that the trash fee, which has not been raised had not been raised since 2015, is something that our, as you said, incredible Public Works Department has been able to hold the line on for a really long time, even as prices industry-wide throughout the whole world of refuse started to spike up in and after 2020. But this year, with the disturbing, challenging, let's say, results of the bid on oh my God, Mr. Jones, I'm blanking out. Thank you, the solid waste bid. Thank you. There was just no way to hold the line anymore. We're all hopeful. We certainly know our Public Works Department will do everything possible to make this, like last time, the last increase in as long as they can make it. But that's the explanation, so I wanted to make sure you got that answer. Thank you, Commissioner Schreiber.
Anybody else have any comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Our next item is BOC-07-021226. That is a motion to approve the installation of a Daughters of the American Revolution, or DAR, marker at the entrance to the Edge Hill Woods located at 743 Roslyn Avenue, commemorating the Battle of Edge Hill. And I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Commissioner DePlacido?
Yeah, Manager Chrisman, could you just give me an explanation of what this is? Is this a private property, 743 Roslyn Ave?
Yes, it is a private property, and it's my understanding that there was a monument erected at one point in time which had been stolen. The property has since changed hands. The current owner has indicated that they're interested in having a monument replaced on their property. In order to do so, the Daughters of the American Revolution, to put the monument in place, requires the approval of the local governing body, so in this case, the Board of Commissioners. So that's what's on your agenda this evening, is really authorizing them to move forward with the purchase and installation of the monument.
So, so the township is responsible for giving approval for monuments on private property? People that own their own property?
In this particular case, yes. I don't understand all of the nuances around a particular monument erection for this purpose, but it was explained to me that this board would have to approve and authorize that in order for that to happen.
I just find that odd because it's private property. It's something that we don't need to be involved in.
Is this like a permit, or no, this is?
This is authorizing them to move forward with purchasing and installation of the actual monument itself.
Commissioner Bowman?
Yeah, I know that spot a little bit. When they say the woods, is this property like adjacent to the woods? Is it like, right? Yeah, it is, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that's fine. Okay.
So,
Do you want Lauren to answer?
what's that?
Do you want Lauren to answer?
Sure.
Did you,
Solicitor Gallagher, do you have anything on this one?
why private property, why we have to approve it? It's a monument on.
Sorry to catch you off guard there.
That's okay. And Mr. Chrisman is probably in a better position to answer some of these questions, but I believe that this is either being funded with township funds or through grant funding that the township needs to sign off on.
Yes, that's
Right.
correct.
So that's the nature of the approval for the township.
And Commissioner DiPlacido, I was corrected, the property is at Edge Hill Woods, which is owned by the township, so that's why it is before this board.
So we do have to
But
vote.
there is an adjacent property owner that has a similar monument. There was a request for a monument to be placed there as well. So this particular application is for our location on our property, so this board would have to approve the installation of the monument. Daughters of the American Revolution, this is part of their program. We're not necessarily paying for it, it's being paid for through a grant.
Okay. So it's not private property?
No, well, it's our private property, but.
It's our property, okay. I was just checking.
Yeah, Commissioner DiPlacido, so
Commissioner
oh, thank you. It's on, yeah. The string of homes on that side of the street back up directly, so they just kind of spill right into the woods. So their backyards literally kind of go right into the woods. And I believe the location of this monument will be like just off of the actual property line, but all the residents on that street feel a sense of, they don't legally own the property, but they look out for the property. And I believe this resident like knew about the monument there before, so initiated the process.
So have any of the other neighbors been notified?
I don't know the
We know?
answer to that.
That I'm
No.
unaware of.
Should they have been?
We can certainly do so. I mean, the board is welcome to table this evening, and we can go back and consult with the solicitor's office to see if we should be notifying additional neighbors.
I certainly wouldn't pretend to speak for any of the neighbors, but I believe there's very much a collective sense of ownership and pride in this space, and
What is there
It would
collective
not-
ownership and pride in the
Daughters of the
monument that's
American
about to be erected?
I don't know the answer to that
That's what
question.
I'm,
It's a,
I understand, but I just want to make sure that all the neighbors are comfortable with it, and I would like to make a motion to table this to the next meeting.
I have one other question before we do that. I don't know if that's, if you made a motion, can I ask a question?
If there's a second to table the motion, then there'll be a vote immediately on the motion to table. But I have not heard a second yet.
Can I ask my question first?
Ask your question.
Is this-
I'll motion it again.
Okay. Is this just a replacement of something that was there? So it's the same thing that was there, but we're just replacing it? Or they're just, we're not even replacing, the
Yes,
Daughters
they're
of America are
replacing.
replacing. So the neighbors already know about it because it already existed?
That's my understanding.
If that-
I'm fine with that, but I'd still like some type of verification that it was presented to the neighbors that are in the area, if they're all going to be looking at it. I want to make sure they're all okay with it. So I would, again, like to make a motion to table this until the next meeting.
Second.
It's been seconded, moved and seconded. All those in favor of tabling?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Opposed?
Okay.
That was 3 opposed?
Should we take a roll call vote to?
Yeah.
or-
You can do it by roll call, or you can do it by hand raise to see who voted aye to table and who voted no to table.
Okay. All those that moved to table, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. And all those opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and well, it's not going to make a difference, it's 7-4. So we'll table it for 2 weeks, and we'll bring it back up, and the neighbors, yeah, we have a meeting in 2 weeks, so.
And we can
And in the
work-
meantime, we'll work together to make sure that we'll get notification out to the adjacent homeowners.
Yeah. And we'll make sure that that's the same,
I think it is in the packet, yes.
can we also make sure that it's the same thing that was up before or different? Like, thank you so much. All right, we'll move on to the next item.
All right, the next item is BOC, is item BOC-08-021226. This is a motion to authorize an offer to purchase parcels 30-00-57076-00-8 and parcel 30-00-57080-00-4 from the Montgomery County Repository and authorize the township manager to execute related documents, and I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Can we have an explanation on this one?
We were meeting with the county, and they had identified these properties that they have acquired through, basically the tax sale. These would be going to the tax sale. These properties are immediately abutting Grove Park. Sorry, there's some feedback. And 2 other properties that the township owns, so we kind of wedged them together. We have a stormwater easement on these properties, and they're willing to sell them to us for $500 each, and then there's some administrative fees that would bump that to the $1,400 that you're seeing. In speaking with Public Works, we think it makes sense for us to maintain these properties right now. They're overgrown. There's no homes on them. They're essentially vacant space that's just not being maintained. So this will give us the ability to introduce that into our regular, maintenance.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from any of the commissioners? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Our next item is item BOC-09-021226. This is a motion to approve Simone Collins to perform a swimming pool complex feasibility study for the township, and I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comments from commissioners? Do you want to come back up and explain? Sorry, I should have just told you to stay up.
It's okay. So this is a long time overdue, admittedly. The board approved the funds to be used for the pools as part of the FY 2024 allocation. In order to fund these pools and to ensure that that money would be available for construction, the board chose to take revenue replacement through the American Rescue Plan Act funds. And to do that, we needed to hit $10 million worth of salaries. And so that all aligned in fiscal year 2025, and we worked with Simone Collins on preparing this feasibility study. As many of you recall, and I apologize for the feedback, I do not know what's going on here. We did have a study on the pools previously that essentially said that they are past their life service and should be replaced in totality, and that remains the recommendation. So Simone Collins and Sarah Leeper is here if you have specific questions to this proposal, is prepared to do that analysis, look at the sites and see what makes sense. There is a big community engagement piece to this. The public will absolutely be involved. If you read through the proposal, you will see that that is going to be largely impactful on the ultimate recommendation. Ms. Lieber, if I misspoke, please correct me, but it is the intent to reflect the need of the community and of the township.
Thank you. So it'll be presented here once it's written. It'll be, this is just for the study, this particular.
Yes,
vote.
this
I
is
wanna
just
be
for the
clear on that.
study. This is not for the construction or what, we don't know what the outcome will be. And there will be a public engagement process, so people will be informed.
Thank you. Any comments, questions from commissioners?
I just say yay. I'm happy to see this. I'm excited.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm sorry, just to respond to the DCNR comment, we know, obviously, we have 2 pools. We likely will not have enough money to completely renovate 2 pools, so we are trying to maximize the available grant funding. And in order to even apply for DCNR funding, we have to meet their scope of work. So there are pieces to this that DCNR requires us to complete as part of our study in order to even apply for a grant. So we wanted to make sure if we're doing the study that we can maximize it to go after future grants. So that is why it aligns with the DCNR scope of work.
Thank you for that. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, now our final item of new business is item BOC-10-021226. This is a motion to approve sanitary sewer easement between Valley Glen Condominium at 365 Cedar LLC and Abington Township for sanitary sewer access on tax parcel 30-00-23977-09-9, and I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comments from commissioners? Commissioner Bowman?
Is Solicitor going to say something about this? I see.
Certainly. It's certainly an unusual agreement, which is why it's in front of the board this evening. This relates to a subdivision approval that was granted several years back for property located at 365 Cedar Avenue. As the developer has been putting their plans together for this project, in order to access sanitary sewer for the project, they need an easement across the neighboring property. The sewer main that will be constructed on that property will ultimately be offered for dedication to the township. So we've worked with the property owner for that condominium association and the developer to put this easement agreement together that directly places the easement in the township's ownership rather than the developer first and then dedicating it over to the township. The cost of the easement is being borne by the developer, and they have worked with the condominium association directly to negotiate that cost. So the costs that are listed in this agreement will be paid by the developer directly.
Thank you.
So everybody's in agreement with this?
Correct. Both the developer and the condominium association have already signed this agreement.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from anybody? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Commissioner Schreiber, that completes our new business for tonight.
Thank you very much. We're going to move on to the Finance Committee with Commissioner Stuart Weingrad.
Thank you, Commissioner Schreiber. The only item up this evening is FC 01021226. Consider a motion to approve the December 2025 expenditures in the amount of $4,716,502.62 and salaries and wages in the amount of $2,913,595.08, and authorizing the proper officials to sign and approve invoices and supporting documentation and payment of bills and contracts as they mature through the month of March 2026, and I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioners Rosenbaum,
Aye.
Rothman,
Yes.
DePlacido,
Yes.
Rainey Martin,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Weingrad,
Yes.
Henry. Yes. Capone. Yes. Young Gertz,
Yes.
Spiegelman,
Yes.
Bowl,
Yes.
Schreiber,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Vice President Vehy, President Hecker. Motion passed.
And that concludes the Finance Committee agenda items for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are going to move on to public comment. This can be on any Abington-related information, and you have 3 minutes. If you want to come up, state your name, please, and you have 3 minutes.
Okay, first of all, there is a never-ending merry-go-round of no answers, and you can email commissioners forever and get all kinds of stories, but meanwhile, they won't help with severe and dangerous blight even. Now I have these bullet points. Abington has not had anywhere near 80% homeowner occupancy in years. The administration and commissioners are certainly aware of this. Developers control hundreds of homes that appear on deeds to be owner-occupied. People that live in developer-controlled homes are expected to incrementally build blight. Undermining neighborhoods is a job that people do here. Voting for commissioners that support developers is a job expectation. This is why the same poor, underperforming, and even lying commissioners are voted back again and again. Other job expectations include lobbying for vote yes, supporting the need for taxpayers to foot the bill of billionaire developers. Example, traffic calming studies are exactly what developers need and want. These traffic calming studies will be utilized by developers that want dense apartment developments up and down Old York Road, Easton, Washington Lane, Welsh, and too many other streets to name. Bike Monco and the Jenkintown Abington Neighbors Association are other lobbying groups for billionaire developers. They want average citizens to pay the bill for billionaires. The Richard Manfredi Commissioner Alliance has prioritized Jefferson Hospital-connected developers for a decade. To please developers, commissioners welcome the blight and destruction of affordable and beautiful homes. The worst of these homes are now fire traps, and fires are happening more regularly. Why can't the fire marshal speak out about fire trap housing? It's that bad. Biking on dangerous streets is prescribed by developers that plan to build no parking lots at these many complexes. Recommending biking while supporting dense apartment development is vile, and that is what you're doing. Commissioners only support the wealthiest billionaires while pretending to care for all. The no evidence-based accusations and vicious remarks that every commissioner quietly supports go undocumented in the minutes and eventually will be erased from the videos. The EDC with Richard Manfredi and Karen Sanchez's law firm soak up millions at this point, and an increasingly impoverished township can't afford to pay them any longer. Briar Bush Nature Center raised $30,000 for sidewalks, while billionaire corporations like Wawa and particularly Fred Beans paid for
Your time has
got their
expired.
sidewalk
Can you please-
paid for by taxpayers. Why do children with less deserve nothing?
Thank you for your comments.
No answers.
Would anybody else like to come up and comment, please?
Good evening. Joe Rooney again from Ardsley. The New York Times just released an editorial, and it basically said it's time for America to admit it has a marijuana problem. You all just approved the growing and sales of marijuana in an ordinance. This is pretty amazing, actually. I hope you get a chance to read it if you hadn't. This is what it says. More Americans use marijuana daily than alcohol. 2.8 million Americans suffer cannabinoid hyperemesis, and I apologize, I don't pronounce that properly. There's also much increase in paranoia and chronic psychotic disorders and driving under the influence. The chief was here. I'm sure he could probably verify that if he did it. I'm going to put him on the spot. This is why they concluded it. They said, the unfortunate truth is that loosening of marijuana policies has led to worse outcomes. It is time to change course. Our community is no better since you passed that ordinance, and the health of Abington Township residents is materially threatened by that. Now, you all had no problem banning straws and Wawa and plastic bags and claiming that somehow it's going to save the world. This is a real live threat to real live people in Abington, and I hope you reconsider that. Now, the second issue that I'd like to come up with, and I hope we can discuss it. There was pretty shocking news today when Dr. Alice Swift was relieved of her duties and investigated by Abington School District. This is a township issue.
That's a school issue. We have a separate
I still have a minute and
government
23 seconds. So,
Okay. You can go on with your next one.
what I am asking is that the board will consider a resolution of support for Dr. Alice Swift. This is what I'm going to say. She is competent, she's confident, and she's cordial. She has brought discipline and respect back to our high school after a period where it didn't have it, okay? And additionally, this is Black History Month. Dr. Swift is not only a woman, but she's a Black woman, has done a great job. She graduated from Abington. Her parents graduated, a beautiful picture, and I believe her grandparents did. She is worthy of our support and certainly worthy of everything we can give her as far as opening an investigation. I would like to ask the township get involved in an investigation with the Human Relations Commission, if they can put their partisan hats aside and actually look at it and make sure that Dr. Swift isn't getting railroaded somehow, and I don't know how. Every one of you has done nothing for the last 2 years, if you've had an opportunity, but praise Dr. Swift. I've had a very good working relationship with her, and she has been complimented at every time, and all of a sudden today, this bomb dropped on top of us. So I'm very concerned about that. I'm asking you all to be concerned about that, and I'm here to, and I hope I don't hurt her by saying I support her. I hope I didn't ruin that monument by saying I supported it and y'all tabled it. But nonetheless, I believe it should be discussed by our whole community. You all are the leaders, and I hope you will look into it. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Good evening, Tom Fry from Roslyn. I prepared a statement, and I'll follow up with it afterwards, as soon as I find it here. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I want to be very clear why I'm here, and this does not get sidetracked. There's an active protection from intimidation order issued by Montgomery County Court involving minors. The order is being violated. Children are at risk. This is not about personalities, social media, or opinions. This is about enforcement of a court order. I've reported violations of the PFI to local police and was told officers did not know what a PFI was or how to enforce it properly. The response is unacceptable when a court order involving children exists. Protection from intimidation orders come from the same court of common pleas as protection from abuse orders. Police enforce PFAs every day. If officers do not know how to enforce a PFA, this is not a legal gray area, it's a training and protocol failure. So I'm asking specific questions tonight. First, who is responsible for enforcing the protection from intimidation orders in Abington Township? Secondly, when is a PFI involving minors reported as being violated? And what is the immediate protocol officers supposed to follow? Third, if officers are not trained on PFIs, who's responsible for correcting that? And by when will the training occur? I'm not here to litigate facts or debate the underlying situation. The court has already acted. The issue before us is that a county-issued court order is not being enforced properly at the municipal level. If this is not unique to Abington Township or Montgomery County. This is a problem throughout the country. Before the meeting ends, I'm asking for three specific answers. Name point of contact responsible for PFI enforcement. Clear clarification of enforcement protocol for PFIs involving minors, and a commitment that this will be documented and followed up in writing. I'm not asking for a favor. I'm asking for enforcement of a court order designed to protect children. Anything less leaves kids at risk, and this cannot be acceptable. I wanted to follow up that I did have a meeting with Chief of Police, the Deputy Chief of Police, and Detective Kent yesterday with the Commissioner. Went very well. We talked about training and things like that. I just want to thank them very much. Today, they followed up with what PFIs are and training. I have faith that they're going to follow through what we talked about yesterday. So I just want to thank the police department again for that time yesterday. Thank you. Ice and Joe Rooney.
Thank you. And I just wanted to say that, yes, it was also posted on the police Facebook page, right? Is that where it's posted? About the PFIs and PFAs. So thank you for bringing that forward.
Hello. Excuse my voice, I've been a little under the weather. My name is Sarah Devereaux. I'm a resident in Keswick, Ward 12. I'm a little new at this, so bear with me. As a mother of 3 and a first responder, I'm here to express my concerns regarding the lack of parking. While I understand the rotation behind turnover parking spots for shops, restaurants, and events in Keswick, I find it frustrating to receive a parking ticket when I have already secured a parking spot near my apartment so that I'm prepared to respond to an emergency call. As a dedicated public servant, I'm willing to pay for a monthly parking tag as an alternative to this inconvenience. I understand that there may not always be an option to choose a different parking spot near my house, but I would appreciate it if the township could consider implementing a parking pass system for residents of Keswick Village. I believe that this would provide the residents with more convenience and cost-effective way to park their vehicles, since we do pay a pretty hefty amount to live in Keswick Village and conduct our daily shopping and entertainment and other functions within Keswick. Just looking for some kind of direction or consideration of bringing parking passes for residents of Keswick Village, either on a monthly or yearly or quarterly basis. That's it.
Thank you for your comments. Your commissioner's not here this evening.
Correct.
But he will be made aware of your remarks.
Thank you, I appreciate your time.
Acting President Schreiber.
And the
I'm
police,
sorry.
too. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't want to, I hope people will join me in feeling like the comment that was directed at a particular person in this room was not appropriate. I am all for passionate debate. I am all for passionate disagreement. We cannot become a body that allows public commentary to devolve into personal ad hominem attacks. And I just want to put that on the record, and I hope colleagues agree with me, regardless of how one feels about anybody in the room. So that's all I'd like to say. Sorry to interrupt the public comment.
Are there any other comments in the room? Can we move to the Zoom, please?
Laura Lehman.
So I am not surprised, but it's sad that I'm not, because I've seen it too long and too many times, that everybody in the room sat quietly and did nothing. All of the people on the dais who could have changed the dynamic here. Connie Briggs asked a question. She asked where to find the policy that would help her understand how the meetings and the different things that we just talked about were held. You have a solicitor sitting right there. We pay for the solicitor to come to the meeting and to be available. We like to think we paid for that solicitor to come to help with our needs. And every single one of you had the ability to say, well, Ms. Gallagher, could you answer that question for her? And if somebody said, well, that's not your place, you would say, well, I want to know. I want to know too. And it doesn't take much to actually be somebody who is advocating for the residents that you are there to serve. You can hear the frustration. I don't know if you're laughing inside or what, but seriously, you are not doing the job that is part of the oath that you took. And obeying the laws and codes and policies of Abington Township, that's what you agreed to do. So what was the date? I'd like to know the date that the meeting policies changed. I'd like to know what was the date. Who did that? Did it happen behind closed doors? Did it happen with one of you? Was there a quorum? Were all of you there? Did somebody just decide, well, we're not going to have any committee meetings anymore, no working session, no advance notice? as you can see, my comments on the pool were completely done before I understood anything about the pool. They were explained after my input was over. You know that's wrong. You know that's not working for the people that you actually are supposed to be serving. Ordinance changes, there was an ordinance change tonight. Do we no longer have a comprehensive plan consistency committee that reviews any ordinance or part of an ordinance that would change? When did that change? When did we take that away? Who decided that we were doing this? I am just, it just boggles the mind. And public corruption is when you continually violate the laws that are before you. And that seems to be what's happening here. It's just continual. We have, for instance, we have right to knows that are being.
Can you please finish up your comments? Your time has expired.
Please finish this comment on the right to knows. They're being answered late and they're being answered incorrectly, such as Michael Clark saying that he didn't see the reason to answer that, so it was denied.
Thank you for your comments.
Reason.
Is there anybody else on the Zoom? No? All right, that concludes our meeting for this evening. Thank you all, and the meeting is adjourned.